Hey, remember these guys?
Thank you so much, Congressman. So we're here because we feel as though the American people have not heard from all the expertise that's out there all across our country. We do have some experts speaking, but there's lots and lots of experts across the country. So some of us decided to get together. We're America's frontline doctors. We're here only to help American patients and the American nation heal.
Yeah, America's Frontline Doctors, a group of people, some of whom did have MDs, who put out a viral video of a press conference in July of 2020 arguing things like there's not a single documented case of COVID transferring from student to teacher, and therefore the U.S. should definitely open up schools without masks or precautions or even vaccines at that point. We did open childcare and early learning centers, which led childcare workers to die at rates higher than the average American in 2020, according to a study published just this past summer. Kindergarten through 12th grade teachers, who were mostly able to conduct classes online throughout 2020, had lower than average death rates. Weird. The star of that press conference, of course, was Dr. Stella Emanuel. I talked about her in a video around that time. She thinks endometriosis, infertility, and other problems with the reproductive system are caused by witches and demons who try to have sex with you when you're asleep. She thinks DNA from space aliens is in prescription drugs. Not sure if that includes Zithromax. She thinks scientists are trying to make a vaccine to stop you from being religious. She thinks Hannah Montana is a gateway that leads children to evil. She thinks lizards control the world. And finally, she believes that children should be whipped, which the Daily Beast finds unusual for a pediatrician, suggesting that they do not find it unusual for a pediatrician to think witches have sex with you in your sleep. What a fun time that was. With that information out there, and with the fact that social media websites like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter actually did a really good job of taking that video down as quickly as possible, I honestly just didn't think that this collection of clowns was going to gain traction. Yes, obviously with Trump boosting the ideas, they caught on the idea of hydroxychloroquine treatments or not having lockdowns and not having masks, all of that bullshit, that spread like wildfire. But I almost immediately forgot the name America's Frontline Doctors, and I assumed everyone else did as well. But I was very, very wrong. You see, AFLDS, as it's known, which is confusing because FLDS is the branch of Mormonism where they marry little girls off to their grandfathers. But okay, AFLDS wasn't just a grassroots attempt at activism that failed to catch on. Oh no. In fact, it was created by extremely wealthy conservative Christian organizations known as the Council for National Policy, CNP, and the Tea Party Patriots, who wanted to use science as a cover to push for reopening the economy as quickly as possible at the expense of American lives. These organizations have absolutely massive amounts of money and influence, especially CNP, which has been around for more than 40 years now and has included members like scammy televangelist Jerry Falwell, war criminal Oliver North, anti-education zealot Betsy DeVos, and Virginia Thomas, the QAnon supporter and wife of current Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. A leaked call transcript from a CNP meeting revealed that they explicitly wanted a group of pro-Trump doctors who would improve that administration's anti-science image while pushing for their right-wing goals. They tapped Dr. Simone Gold to lead AFLDS, and apparently they set her up with office space and employees, although this nonprofit failed to file any of the necessary financial disclosures that would give us an idea of how much money they had or even how many people they had working there. After that press conference, which was squelched by mainstream social media, but which continued to be a big hit in right-wing extremist circles, like on Breitbart, who live streamed the event, the organization kept busy speaking out, lobbying against lockdowns, masking, and then vaccines eventually. And of course, promoting their pet drug of the time, either hydroxychloroquine or, of course, ivermectin. Gold apparently got fired from her position as an ER doctor at 2 hospitals, but wasn't much of a problem for her. Apparently, she wasn't lacking in money, thanks in part to AFLDS getting into the business of absolutely fleecing their new, gullible conservative fans. They set up a telemedicine referral operation where marks could pay $90 to get a prescription for ivermectin and then be referred to an online pharmacy that would then charge them up to $700. The anti-parasite drug would then be mailed to them. Or maybe not, according to hundreds of angry customers who received nothing and gradually began to realize that they had been scammed. Some of them didn't even get that initial prescription despite paying the money. In 2021, AFLDS organized a cross-country RV trip where they would sell $1,000 VIP meet and greets for gold and then just not show up, with their forum moderators telling fans that if they want an event to actually happen, they would need to give more money. Oh, and did I mention that Gold was arrested in January of 2021? Can you guess what it is? What crime she committed? That's right. She stormed the Capitol along with her boyfriend, an underwear model. Good on her. But don't worry, she used this as an opportunity to do more fundraising for her legal fees. And then in the end, she only had to do about 6 weeks in Club Fed. And all of that is just an appetizer for today's main meal. This month, AFLDS sued their own founder, Simone Gold, and my God, the tea that we have learned since. Like, mwah, chef's kiss. Thanks to the legal filings, we now know that AFLDS was suspicious that Gold was mismanaging funds, and they were already starting to audit the previous years of activity by the time Gold went to prison in late summer of 2022. While she was dealing with legal proceedings and then spending time in the pokey, a lawyer named Joseph Gilbert sort of took over at AFLDS and tried to hold on to power after Gold was released from prison in September of this year. Gold was angry about this, and she did things like releasing press releases claiming she was still president and accusing Gilbert of misappropriating funds. Then she asked employees to take over the organization's DNS and email servers and lock other employees out of the system, which must have been the final straw, because that's about when Gilbert filed this lawsuit against her. And thanks to all of that, we now have a better idea of just how much money ALDS was taking in. The suit alleges that in November 2021, Gold purchased a $3.6 million home in Naples, Florida with AFLDS funds without authorization or approval by the board of directors. Soon after, it alleges she signed a residential lease on another Naples property, and a fellow self-proclaimed medical freedom activist and his wife lived rent-free. The suit also accuses Gold of using AFLDS funds to buy a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, a Hyundai Genesis, and a GMC Denali for her personal use, as well as paying a personal security officer $12,000 per month and a housekeeper $5,600, and otherwise spending money for personal items on AFLDS credit cards at a rate of nearly $50,000 per month. The suit also alleges the home was used by Gold Care employees. Gold Care is a telemedicine service founded by Gold that charges $1,000 per year for individual memberships and, of course, does not accept insurance. There was also a $100,000 private jet trip. Yes, just one trip, $100,000, and $15,000 a month in personal expenses just for Gold's boy toy. The documents also reveal that after she stepped down from AFLDS during her legal trial, she tried to negotiate a consultant position with them so that she could continue to make $600,000 a year with a $1.5 million signing bonus. And she also asked for her boyfriend, who was also an employee, to get a $72,000 a year raise, which was to be deducted from another doctor on staff. This seems like kind of an opposite of Alien versus Predator fight in that whoever wins this lawsuit, we all win, because AFLDS is probably going to go down faster than Twitter, I guess, because that's still up as of this recording. Despite referring to herself as, and I'm not kidding, a mother lioness who will not let her baby lion, AFLDS, be murdered, Gold appears to be doing the other thing that mother lionesses are known for, which is eating their own young in times of trouble. Which is great, really. Bon appetit, Dr. Gold. May we never hear your name in the news again once this is all finished.